Hello and welcome back to Yorkshire Railways, and welcome back to another model railway review. Now, before we get to that, I need to apologise obviously for the lack of content. My life has been a little bit hectic as of late, so yeah, it's been a bit hard to sort of balance the whole YouTube and personal life as such at the moment. So yeah, I do apologise about that. I am hopefully getting a bit more into a swing of when I've got time to edit videos, etc. So yeah, hopefully the content should continue as of now, but yeah, I'm not going to make any promises. But today is a very exciting day because myself, as of many of you at home, are probably aware or probably have received your Accurascale models. Now, this is my first ever Accurascale locomotive, which is of course the Class 50. So yeah, this is a real exciting time for me because yeah, the Class 50, as I say, is my first Accurascale locomotive, and not only that, it's actually my first proper DCC fitted model. I know obviously we had the Hush Hush steam generator, but obviously I've never tried a lock sound decoder, which of course this is. And the one that I have gone for is this one here. So this is the BR Class 50 50008 Thunderer, and that is code ACC 2240 DCC, and that's in the lovely Hanson and Hall Rail Adventure livery. So yeah, quite a nice fitting one. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked it for the name, so it's a little bit of a Rule 1 purchase, but obviously the Hanson and Hall Class 50 does rail tours up and down the country, so yeah, I thought that's a little bit of a more realistic terms for getting this one. But anyway, lovely packaging as always. So this isn't like a exclusive or anything, so it just comes in the standard Accurascale packaging. A bit tight on the sleeve. Let me see if we can just get that off. There we go. So I'll just pop the sleeve to one side over here. And then, yeah, there's no information on the box other than that. So let's, without further ado, get the model out. Now, really excited about this. So here we go. We've got the Accurascale sort of manual in a nice little plastic sleeve as well, so it should protect it from any moisture or anything, like if you're out in a shed like me or particularly damp attic. So let's see, can I get it out? There we go. Ooh, apologies for that. Right. Let's start off first. So there we go. So please read these instructions before operating your model for the first time. Unpackaging, remove with care. Yep. Safe operations. It's not suitable for children under 14 of age. Yep. No problem. I'm well over that age now. Intended use. Model is designed to go over a minimum curve of 438mm or second radius, no problem. 12 volt DCC, 12 volt DC motor, yep, no problem. Checking electrical connectivity, yep, no worries. Wheel cleaning, sounds pretty standard stuff. Let's open it up. Wow. So just a quick brief. This is all the separately fitted parts that are on this locomotive. As you can see, there's a wealth of them. So yeah, I'm not going to bore too much with that. I do have to say that is a cracking photograph of the Network Southeast one, or the toothpaste livery. And then we've got the owner's driving manual. I do like the sort of how they make it look like a proper driver's manual. Obviously it's got the Accurascale one, so it's just the operating manual, but yeah, some nice pictures. Introduction. I will have a proper read of this, but I'm just going to skim over it for now. So yeah, it's just going through the different variations that Accurascale have done, I think, in run 1 of the Class 50s. It's quite nice. do have to apologise as well for the wind. It's a bit windy today. It's been not too bad in the weather, and then it's picked up since I was coming home. So yeah, some nice pictures and some nice coffee stains to go with it. And then this one, which we will be taking key of because this is the DCC function, so that'll help me out in a bit to label up what they all do, but I'll do a full sound video as well alongside this one, just in case you want to hear the sound functions. But yeah, that's great stuff from there, and we're already 5 minutes into the video and we haven't even seen the model yet. So there we go, lovely nice chunky foam, absolutely great. We've got more warning. You must read the instructions on the reverse of this card before operating the model, and they've put 2 in by the looks of it, so I can't actually read the reverse. Is this necessary? I presume it's just to cover their own back in case you break it. There we go. So Accurascale models contains modern advanced electronics that need to be used in conjunction with an equally modern controller to give the optimum performance. Fair enough, yep, no problem. Yeah, it's pretty standard stuff. I have said in a previous video that was in the Cab Class 60 re-review, obviously I talked about this, that ESU do recommend a higher wattage, which was 14 volts, sorry, not wattage. So yeah, so I've actually upped my transformer to 18 volts, so I should have no problem powering this beast. Just a sneak peek, there is the model. Let's get the beast out. Been waiting for ages for this, and there is some heft to it, and I'm dying to get it. So let's have a look what we've got in here. So these are the head codes and the nameplates. For some reason it's tucked in a thing, so I can't show you properly, but you can probably see just there. There are some like etched metal nameplates and some of the sort of specialty plates. I'm not really sure what they are, but we'll have a look. What's that one? Yeah, just a little name press and things like that. That's pretty cool. Nice to see as a premium feature. So obviously the standard version of this, I want to say, is $189.99, and the DCC sound fitted version is $299.99, which is the one I've gone for. So yeah, nice packaging in the block of ice. This looks already spectacular. It's very heavy, which is good. Should have some good weight to it, and a nice big chunky foam. But here as well, we've got a load of separately fitted parts. So by the looks of it, there is some snow plows to fit, and I'm pretty sure they are mounted to the actual body. I don't think they're NEM like compatible ones, so that's pretty cool. We've got some vacuum pipes in there, and but I'll be honest, a lot of other parts that I don't recognise, but a lot of fiddly bits, which is quite nice. So yeah, you can see all those. I'll just try and separate them out a little bit. But there we go. So yeah, a wealth of separately fitted parts in there for you to fit. Yeah, I think I probably will go for a snow plow if this layout will allow one. But yeah, overall appearance looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, we have the tempo printed Thunderer nameplate on there with the crest as well. The Hanson and Hall and the numbering is really very crisp, very crisp paint job on this. It looks really splendid. And an interesting thing that I learned as well, so I'm just going to pass this knowledge on because I don't know if everybody knows it or if it was just me that didn't, but the orange line that you see on pretty much all modern diesels and electric models, that is called I'll spell it out to start with. It's CANT, but when you sort of spell it, it can sound like a rude word, so it's called the cant line. And that basically indicates to anybody, you can't go above the orange line due to the overhead catenary wires. So that basically puts you too close to it that you'll actually start basically frying yourself. So yeah, that's why that's there. Just a little bit of an interesting fact. But yeah, in terms of the actual model itself, this is gorgeous. I mean, the wealth of separately fitted parts that you can see on the bogie frame, and those axle boxes look really, really nice. I'd be interested to see if they rotate. I don't think they will though. No, it might not be a feature that's present on this model. Well, on the actual locomotive. I don't know that much about it, to be honest. I'm not a history buff. So here is the front. Again, obviously we've got sprung buffers. Really, really nice swing on the coupling. That's really nice to see. Obviously the wealth of separately fitted sort of handles and pipes and all sorts on there. Obviously we have got working headlamps and head code on there, so that's nice to see. I'm not really sure what this panel is here, but it stands out great. Just the flares of colour as well that you see around the fuel tank, that's nice to see. Just makes it pop that a little bit more. I'm trying not to drop this because it's so heavy. And then on top we have a working fan as well, as I'm told. So it's working, and yeah, really, really nice fine grille on there. And then the inside, I'm not sure if my camera's even going to pick it up, but if you can see inside the cab there, the detail that's in that cab is extraordinary. That's the blue dashboard, if you can call it center console. Not really sure what it's called on a locomotive, to be fair, but that is really, really nice. Now, I presume, being an Accurascale loco, it does have a magnetic hood, and I will try and find out where that is, but I don't know at this moment in time. But what I'm going to do is, we're going to get it down onto the rolling road, and we're just going to give it a test out to make sure that it works. So yeah, be back in a second. And there we go. So just before I pop it down onto the track, I'll also apologise if I sound a bit croaky. It's hay fever season. As many of you know, I suffer pretty bad with it. So yeah, and I'm running on about 4 hours sleep. So yeah, I do sound a bit croaky today. But yeah, here is the magnetic panel. So that's just in the middle. And then if we have a look just in there, you can see the Accurathrash speaker in there, as well as the ESU decoder. It's all nice and snug, so you can take it out if you wish. I don't know why you would want to do that, but here we go. There we are. So yeah, really, really splendid looking model. I think I've got to say about the like radiator grills on the side as well, but they are really, really nice. They stand out beautifully. But yeah, we'll get it down on the track now and we'll see what the girl can do. Okay, so we have the Class 50 down onto the track, and we'll just see if I've got everything right. So headlights on. Yep, lights are on. Brilliant. So let's see if I up the power. There we go, that's speed step 1. Yeah, there's a little bit of cogging going on. It's not too much of a problem, but again, this hasn't been ran in. But again, obviously very impressive to see that it can turn at such a low speed, so you should be able to get some really good crawl. Obviously this is a DCC locomotive, so again, you're probably going to get better performance on a DCC loco than you will a DC. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Let's see if I up the power a little bit more. Let's go to 10. Oh yeah, that's a lot smoother. Yeah, real smooth performance on that one. Up it a little bit more. Let's go to 25. Very quiet as well. I mean, that is a noticeable difference between using a DCC controller. You get a very light hum in comparison to, say, my horrible Hornby controller. Right, let's go even faster. I think let's go up to 50. So yeah, 50. I don't know if that is a little bit on the quick side or not. But again, seems very smooth. Everything's working all okay. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. Right. So I'll class that as obviously we're doing okay in the forwards. Let's see how reverse is. So I'll let it come to a complete stop. I mean, don't get me wrong, I suspect the performance will be pretty similar. Again, I really apologise for everything that you can probably hear. The wind and the pigeons, I can't do anything about them. Yeah, performance in reverse, I'd say, is a lot more coggy than in forwards. Just take it straight up to 50. Obviously, it's got quite a good gradual increase in speed, but yeah, pretty smooth. Pretty smooth, yeah. Happy with that. Right. I will go through the full sounds later on, but I just want to have a bit of a test of the sounds. So let's have a look. So if I press number 8. Oh. Do I need to then press 1? I don't know. Oh, there we go. There we go, that's pretty exciting. Sorry, I'm a big kid. just getting lost in my own worlds. I know I'm not really talking much, but yeah, it's fascinating. There we go, I'll just turn the sounds off for a moment. But yeah, there's just a little bit of a sample. Later on, I will go through the whole list of sounds that my controller will go up to, because I don't think, looking at the list, oh no, I should be able to do them all. So yeah, there is 25 functions by the looks of it. So yeah, should be able to get everything working. But yeah, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the loco ran in. So I'll do a full 30 minutes in the forwards direction, 30 minutes in reverse, and then we'll send it around the track with some loads on. But yeah, very, very happy so far, definitely. Okay, so that is running in complete now. So it's been doing a full hour. So let's see if any of the performance seems to be coming to life. So let me try direction it forwards. So I've got speed step 1. Yeah, it definitely seems to have improved. It's not quite as coggy. So this is just on the rolling road as well, but yeah, it looks like it's performing well. We'll take that up to, I think, 10. Yeah, really, really nice, very slow speed there. Take that up to 25. Yeah, it's quite a nice speed, very, very steady. And then we'll go all the way up to 50. Yeah, very, very nice and smooth. Yeah, no complaints really. Still not sure if it seems a little bit fast, but again, I don't really know much on the prototype itself, so I'll leave that up to you in the comments. So I'll take that back down to 0, and we'll flip the direction. So speed step 1. Yeah, it still seems a little bit on the coggy side on speed step 1 in reverse, but definitely has made an improvement. We'll take that up to 10. Yeah, so 10, a lot better performance there. Up to 25. Yeah, it's still nice in performance. We'll take it right up to 50. Okay, so there's a little bit of a squeaking sound started in reverse. I'm not sure if it's the bearings on the rolling road though, so we'll keep an eye on that. Possibly could be. But yeah, still looking very, very nice. So I'll take that back down to 0. Okay, so plan of action from now then. So what I'll do is I'll show you the full lighting detail, and then what I'll do is we'll switch into the sound and I'll go through all the list of sounds, and then finally we will end as usual. I'll get it down onto the track and we'll get a nice rake of some coaches attached behind it, and we'll send it for a full-on test around the layout. So how does that sound? So yeah, we'll skip to the lighting now. Okay, so let's turn the lights on. Lovely stuff. So yeah, so we've got the main sort of whiter beamed light in the middle, And then I know you can't quite see it, but on the opposite side to this light here, we have got 2 lights as well, so that's great to see. And then if I flip the direction, it's not going to show it, is it? Right, sorry about this, I just don't want to bump these wagons over here. There you can see, so we've got the red tail light there as well, so that's nice to see. So yeah, some great stuff on the lighting there. That isn't the only lighting as well, so just bear with me. I'll put the direction back to the front. So if I go shift, shift 0, 0, there we go. And we want to do cab lights, so that would be 1. And there we are. Cab lights are illuminated. They look absolutely fantastic. Now, if I take you around, so forgive me for the freehand, might give you a better look at the console detail in there. That looks honestly stunning. Yeah, you can see obviously there's the seats there, you've got the corridor at the back, the actual console itself, and I'll just pop you down for a second because there should be the console as well, desk lights, so 2. Let's see if they illuminated. They have. Yes, you can see there the dials and indicators, they are all illuminated. I think if I probably switch off the cab, yeah, they'll show up a little bit better. There you go, you can see all the dials illuminated there, looking great. And then there should be the engine room light. So if I just leave you there for a second, apologies for this like intermission. It's number 4. There we go. So yeah, you can see the engine room illumination. Now I don't know if there's actually any detail in there to see. Can't really see much, can you? But either way, it's nice to have that as an ability. Certainly, you know, if you've got the loco in a depot, and that would be quite nice. But yeah, we've got headlights, cab light, desk lights, engine room lights. Lovely stuff. Yep. So there we go. So yeah, that's all the lighting functions. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go into the sound functions. Okay, so here is the sound functions for the Class 50 by Accurascale. Okay, so they are the sounds for the Accurascale Class 50. So yeah, not that many sounds to be heard. Certainly in comparison to, say, some of the steam locomotives, there's more, I'd say, driver functions. So we'll test those out as we're going along with the test. What I thought I would do is in an opportunity. So what I've done is I've done function 18, which is actually to fade the sound out. So if you didn't want to use the sound, but you want the fan to work, which has to have that sound function on, essentially. So you have to click function 1 to kickstart the fan, but you can phase the sound out and the fan will continue to work. So that's currently happening now. So I will show you the fan working, and that'll be a good test for you to be able to see if it's too fast or too slow. I don't know, but it's quite a cool feature in my mind. But yeah, anyway, that is the sound function complete. So yeah, not bad. What I'll do is I'll get the Class 50 down onto the track in a second, and we'll take a look at it hauling a load. Now you can see the fan working. Yeah, for me it seems relatively nice. It's not too fast. The motor inside it is very, very quiet. I've heard some people criticize not necessarily Accurascale, but certain manufacturers for theirs being quite noisy. But yeah, to me this seems very quiet. I can't really hear it, so yeah, quite happy with that. I thought I would just take this opportunity as well, seeing as I'm going to be taking it off of the rolling road, just to see how good the stay lives inside are working. So I'll just wait till it gets 15. It's about 5 seconds. So yeah, not too bad. Certainly enough to get you over dead spotted track. So yeah, shouldn't be any problems there. You know, this is my first DCC loco. In terms of obviously the modern features, should we say, that's got stay lives and everything fitted to it. So let me know in the comments down below, is 5 seconds good? Is that about average? You know, because I know nothing on this, so yeah, that'd be a really good feature to sort of know. Okay, so we have the Accurascale Class 50 in the Hanson and Hall livery Thunderer down onto the track, and I'll just tilt you to show the rate of coaches. So gone for a rate of 5. We've got some Hornby Mark 1s in various liveries. So yeah, we've got the BR Maroon and the BR Crimson and Cream. There we go. So yeah, a little bit probably hard to hear me over the bass of the Accura Thresh speaker, but yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll send the Royal 50 around the layout. So yeah, we're not done a full lap just yet, but I just want to say this is on speed step 50. Yeah, I don't think it is too fast at all. I think that is quite sensibly geared. See if we can make it across the points, because has it rectified itself? No. I've rectified it. I think what I'm going to have to do is, I'm just going to put the camera down whilst it's making its lap again. I'm going to take the Mark 4s off and we'll spin around that way. Okay, so second attempt for the Class 50. I will not take points off for it if it keeps derailing on these. It's just the nature of these Pico curve points. You know, handling that a lot more brilliantly. From what I found, the Cocos hate them, and obviously they're not pinned down, which makes it even worse. Well, it's actually, that's the reason why they keep derailing. But if I run them up this line, they don't seem to do it as often. Navigating that tighter corner absolutely fine. Beautiful. Coaches all behaving themselves as well. So I said previously that the Crimson Cream can be a little bit draggy, but does not seem to be affecting the performance of the Class 50 whatsoever. And normally locos seem to speed up on that corner as well, whereas the weight of the Class 50, it just seems to plant itself. It's not speeding up, it's not slowing down, it's just going the speed it wants to go to. So that's a plus in itself, is that it can actually hold itself on gradients. Granted, obviously my gradients aren't meant to be there. Ah, there we go. Is it going to right itself? Nope. But Stay Alive keeps it in action. Yeah, it's the curve points. It's my fault that they're not pinned down. But as I say, I will never take points off for a Coco coming off. Most other locomotives can go through there absolutely fine. It's just these large Cocos that just hate it. But yeah, colour me impressed, because I am absolutely enjoying this locomotive to its fullest. And I think, to be honest, I think that the rake of coaches that are with it now are nice, but I think it's in need of something a little bit nicer, is probably the best way. The Hornby coaches are a little bit on the basic side, so I think long term I will be looking for a nice rake of coaches to have hauled by this Class 50. So yeah, if you have any suggestions in the comments down below, now is the time to drop them in. There we go, see, look, managing that absolutely fine. There we go, but yeah, I think what I'll do now is I'll get some running shots, and yeah, we'll just see how it fares. I'm gonna give this a full test. I'm in here for a while now, so yeah, I'm gonna be giving it a good old run for its money. And mainly just playing the sounds, but yeah, so I'll let you know if any problems do develop. So I've activated the flange squeal, so you'll probably start hearing it as it gets to the corner. Yeah, it's nice and faint. So I've heard some before that are quite loud and screechy. Also, this is all provided by the hall sensors that are on the axle, so you know when they're going around a particularly sharp corner. It's a little bit better sounding flanges. I've turned the engine down a little bit so we're going on a slower speed so you can hear it a little bit better. Yeah, it's still quite nice and subtle, it's not too annoying. Alright, so it's time for the ratings for Accurascale's Class 50 Thunderer. And yeah, it's been a little bit of a hard one, this, because I do, like, obviously I'm very, very impressed with the model, absolutely, but I don't want to be too lenient or sort of too overhyped with the fact it's a new model and something I've never had before, a manufacturer I've never tried before. So I have tried to be as strict as possible. Well, for you viewing it, obviously it's Friday, but I received this on Tuesday, so I've spent the best part of 2 or 3 days playing around with this, getting a really good feel for it, pretty much non-stop. I can honestly say I absolutely love my new toy. So yes, but there are a few things that I have noticed that I sort of wanted to point out during the ratings. So yeah, hopefully this gives you the best possible picture going. So we'll start off with performance, and as you can see, I've awarded it 4.8 stars out of 5. And the reason I haven't given it the full 5-star shebang is that I have noticed in speed step 1 on the controller, it still seems a little bit coggy in the forwards direction and in reverse. Compared with other locomotives that I've had, even on DC, I don't know, it just seems that little bit on the coggy side. Anybody that has one of these on DC, I'd love to know your thoughts on it, but that's just from what I noticed from this model. That is not to say it's bad at all, because DCC does make things inherently a lot smoother, and it's not, noisy or anything. It just seems a little bit on the coggier side. Certainly up it's just a couple of steps, like up to about 3 or 4. It's still slow, but it seems a lot smoother once it's up there. It's just on speed step 1. So yeah, I know it's a little bit on the nitpicky side, but other than that, I can't really fault the performance. A nice running speed. It's splendid to look at. As I say, my back left corner of the layout, it's dropped a little bit due to the shed and the nature. Obviously, it was a second-hand shed, so it has dropped, and inevitably, I can't even get my words out because I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Inevitably, it has caused a bit of an incline. So on DC, I do notice a bit of a speed up, but this loco is so heavy that it just holds itself really nicely, and obviously shows that it's geared very well as well. So that's really, really nice to see. So yeah, top marks really in terms of performance as a whole. As I say, it's just that slow coggy speed on speed step 1 that's, I don't know, I'm just being probably a bit nitpicky with it. Detail wise, 5 stars. With what this locomotive comes with, you saw in the booklets at the start, the amount of separately fitted parts that are on this locomotive is insane. I don't know if that is a case for any other Accurascale locomotives, but obviously this is my first chance to get my hands on one, and yeah, I'm absolutely blown away by it. So yeah, detail wise, certainly is well deserved for 5 stars. And obviously we've got the separately fitted motor for the fan. That's absolutely fantastic, as a feature. So yeah, really like that. Livery wise, again, I've awarded it 5 stars. I can't see any paint bleed on this locomotive whatsoever. The lettering and the numbering, the symbols, they're all very crisp. So yeah, absolutely well deserved of 5 stars. Quality wise, now you might notice this is 4.9, and I believe it is noticeable in the clips. I didn't notice until after I'd wrapped filming the review, but one of and the name is absolutely blanking me on what they actually are, but I'm just going to say the orange bits on the front, which inherently that's going to trigger somebody in the comments. But anyway, it had fallen off on the back, so I didn't notice it because I was mainly focusing on the driving end. But I noticed it. It might actually appear on the clip. It's just on the baseboard, sort of round where it would go around to sort of the first curve. It's just there. So yeah, I noticed that it'd fallen off. I haven't even actually glued it in. I've just pushed it in. But anyway, it probably does need gluing back in. But again, that's the reason why I'm just knocking it down that little point, because I don't mind necessarily gluing things back on. I'm not that nitpicky, but it is a little bit of a shame that it had fallen off in the box, or whether it was just loose and I've picked it up and it's just broken off. Either way, it's an easy fix, but one of those things, it's annoying when you've just taken it out of the box and it falls straight to pieces. But I will say, having had seen the obviously picture and the amount of separately fitted parts that are on this, to have one fall off is not too bad. So yeah, this is, as I say, it is a nitpicky review, but I feel like when we're at this level, things have got to be a little bit on the stricter side. So yes, deal with that as you will. And then we get to value, which is a tricky one because DCC sound fitted locos are inherently expensive. You're looking at least £120 for the sound decoder and the speakers. It's just the day and age that we're in. But yeah, the reason why I'm knocking it down in value, it's mainly down to the sound functions. So as you saw through the sound functions, for me personally, comparing this with, say, and I've only got two other sound locomotives, but for me this was just lacking in variety, and it wasn't necessarily in terms of what the actual machine makes, but it's just the little details. Like, for instance, on the Hush Hush, you've got the fireman's breakfast, obviously they have the coal shoveling and things like that, but I've seen other sound files where they'll just have like drivers just saying things, and I think that's the kind of detail that certainly when you're paying £300, that's what we need to be looking at, I think, and that is what's missing for me. It's just those little tiny sound details that aren't necessarily akin to just the locomotive, but it's the actual driver experience of the locomotive, and I think that's what's missing with this for me to justify the price. As I say, it has been a bit nitpicky, but yeah, it was, I'd say disappointing is probably not the word to use, but I was probably a little bit underwhelmed by the variety of sound functions that are available. Obviously it only goes up to 25. My controller can only go up to 29. So, and obviously mine's the starter set in terms of controller. So like 29 realistically should be like the basic of where we're hitting, and it to miss out on, you know, 4 sound functions that could potentially be in there, which could literally just be a driver just going, you know, buffer up, or you know, anything really. It could just be you know, just some information, just a passenger asking some information. I don't know, but you know, something. I think just something, just say like you know, coming into a depot or something, just saying coming in for fueling or whatever. I don't know, but that for me is just something that was lacking a little bit in the sound functions for myself personally. That's not to say that the sound functions aren't great. I absolutely I've probably drove my neighbours absolutely balmy, because I'm madly in love with the low and high tones that are just continuously on. Those for me are great, and yeah, I would probably be lying if I said I haven't done a full lap with the horn on. Yeah, I know I'm a madman, but yeah, it's just fun for me. That so yeah, and even just doing the two tones and everything, I'm constantly pressing the buttons. So somebody around me is probably really annoyed because they're very loud. So yeah, I do apologise to my neighbours, but what can you do? But that gets us to the overall rating of 4.83 stars, which I don't think is absolutely a bad score at all. I think this is where this locomotive is at for everything that you get. Um, it is an absolutely fantastic loco in terms of its performance and the detail and the livery. Absolutely incredible. And I will say, my first Accurascale locomotive has definitely been a positive one. Um, I'm always a little bit skeptical of trying new manufacturers. Obviously, I know Accurascale's been going for a few years now, so they're certainly well planting themselves in the industry that we're in. But yeah, I'm always a little bit. Well, I think it's basically come from getting back into the hobby, and that I'm a little bit skeptical in terms of deviating from the norm, just because it's tried and tested. Generally, is going to be okay, but I think having since started doing YouTube reviews, I think I'm more up to what I want from a locomotive and what I need to look for in terms of what makes one good, what makes one bad. Um, and yeah, certainly I am absolutely blown away by the Accurascale Class 50. It's incredible. Um, Certainly there are features that I think could be improved, as I've already said, but that doesn't make it a bad model at all. And I would honestly say anybody that buys one, you're probably not going to be disappointed. And certainly, I know Accurascale's customer service team are incredible as well. So, should you have any issues, which hopefully not, absolutely just get in contact with them. They'll be happy to help you out. And the same as obviously any spare parts and everything, it's all you know, available. All you have to do is just send them an email, and they will sort you something out. And obviously, the lifetime warranty is certainly not something to be sniffed at. So yeah, that is always a really nice feature to have. Gives me reassurance that, you know, I'm going to have this in my collection to run around my layout for many years to come. But that is all from me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For anybody that is still here at this point, because I think we are coming up to, or if not over, the hour mark. So yes, thank you very much if you made it this far. And I hope you have enjoyed the video of my first Accurascale locomotive. And yeah, there's obviously a lot more to come down the line. We've got the Accurascale Class 60 coming and the Class 89. So yeah, it's the year of Accurascale for me. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed the review. And if you have, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Obviously, it just shows you support that you're enjoying the content that I'm making. If you are as well and you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Obviously, it's free to do so. So yeah, it massively helps my channel out if you do, and obviously helps to get us recognized in the whole YouTube algorithm. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could, as well as share it with your friends and family. And yeah, that's all from me today, guys. I will take care and have a good evening doing whatever you're doing. Have a good weekend as well, and I will hopefully get into a bit more of a swing with uploading videos. It is a little bit tricky at the moment. I've started a new job, and the hours are pretty long at the minute, mainly due to commuting. So yeah, I spend a lot of time going backwards and forwards at the minute, and that's eating a lot into my day, which makes me very tired. So yeah, please bear with me. It's not going to be forever, just for the next sort of couple of months. So there might not necessarily be a video every week, but I'm hopefully going to try and get into a swing of trying to get some form of video edited, whether that be edit on a Friday and therefore it's ready for the week after. So yeah, I will try my best, but I can't make any promises. But we'll eventually get back into a rhythm and things will go back to normal. But there are lots of exciting things to come. I've already said some in terms of reviews that are coming up, as well as obviously the layout build and anything else that comes with that. So yeah, there are some exciting things to come in the future. So yeah, please stay tuned and stay with me. But take care, and I will catch you in the next video. So bye bye everyone.